When it comes to learning any new skill, there are three fears that stop people from either starting the learning journey or from completing it effectively. These three fears are: one, the fear of making mistakes; two, the fear of failing; and three, the fear of being judged negatively by others. Do you identify with any of these fears? If so, in this video, I share 6 lessons that can help you overcome these fears. Hi, I am Chaitanya Gundi. I am a data analytics coach and the co-founder of Swatch Data Analytics Hub. I am on a mission to help 1 million young working professionals achieve career growth by learning the skills of data science and data analytics. Not long ago, I was having all these three fears. As a child, these fears prevented me from playing sports, from exploring fine art skills like music, drawing, etc. I was only focused on getting good grades and being in the good looks of my teachers and classmates. As an adult, in the initial phase of my career, I was afraid of failing and being judged negatively by my superiors and by my peers. So I did not learn many skills. All this led to restlessness in my personal life, and it affected my family life too. More importantly, it affected my career because I was not learning any new skills for the fear of failing. In the last few years, through some books, I began to identify these fears and realized that I needed to overcome them if I wanted to achieve any significant progress in my career or in my personal development. As a result, I read several inspirational books, followed some of the most respected mentors, and more importantly, I began to observe toddlers and kids. These children and toddlers taught me 6 valuable lessons that helped me overcome these fears, and I'm sure these lessons will help you to overcome the fears and enjoy learning whatever you are setting your mind to. So let's learn these lessons. The first lesson is: a child has an acute sense of curiosity. We call it childlike curiosity. Whether it is a new toy, or a new place they visit, or a new person they interact, they are always bubbling with enthusiasm. However, as adults, we are way too scared. We are scared of failing if we take up that new subject as our learning, or if we take up a new path that has not been explored by many. So we need to unlearn our fear and develop curiosity, in fact, acute curiosity, just like children, in whatever subject or skill we intend to master. The lesson number 2 is: take baby steps. A baby or a toddler is not bothered in learning all the things that they require to learn in order to become an adult. They simply focus on the task at hand. If it is learning to stand on their own feet, they simply focus on putting one step straight and trying to balance themselves. If it is learning to walk that is their goal, they simply put one step ahead of other, and then one step, and then on. We adults, on the other hand, tend to get bogged down by the enormity of the task, and soon we feel underconfident and overwhelmed, and most cases don't even start the learning. We need to understand that however big a subject or a topic is, or however complex it may be, It can be divided into bite-sized lessons, and one bite can be taken and digested before progressing on to the next. That will make learning enjoyable and easier. The lesson number 3 that kids teach us is to fail fast and fail often. Kids don't associate failure with their self-worth or competency. If a child or a toddler learns to walk and in the process falls down, maybe for a few moments they would cry, but we observe that they immediately dust themselves off and with the same level of enthusiasm again start learning. We adults, once we encounter failure or negative criticism, we stop learning. We, in fact, self sabotage ourselves by thoughts and words such as, I am not meant to do this. I may not have the IQ. I may not have the sufficient expertise or skills or talent or whatever. We need to understand that failure is simply an outcome. It cannot and does not determine our competency. An experiment, when failed, will teach lessons so that it can again be performed in a better way, in a different way. The same thing with our failures. We need to understand the lessons that the failure is teaching and again approach our learning with the same level of enthusiasm that we started with, just like children. The fourth lesson that children teach us is children always have abundant self love and self compassion and faith in their abilities. Even if they fall down, a toddler giggles and looks at adults with mischievous smiling eyes and then forgets everything and again starts to focus on the learning. We need to imbibe the same quality. We need to have enough self faith, self compassion, self love while on the path of learning. And even if others tend to lose their faith in us, we need to preserve it. Lesson number 5 is kids celebrate every small victory. When a child or a kid or a toddler achieves something they are meant to do or meant to learn, for example, a toddler suddenly is able to stand on their feet or maybe take 2 or 3 steps without falling down, they immediately laugh, smile, clap with joy. They celebrate the moment. We too need to do that. In the learning journey, for every step we take, for every small bite we digest, we need to celebrate it in our own way. Maybe by buying ourselves a treat, or maybe by doing the activity we like most. That will ensure that our self confidence and self assurance are preserved and we are ready for the more difficult aspect of the learning of the skill or progressing on the challenging path. The sixth lesson that kids teach us is once they accomplish a task or a learning goal, they immediately progress onto the next learning goal for them. A kid who learns to stand on their feet will then immediately try to put one foot in front of another and in a few days try to learn the new skill. They are not too much bothered or too much dwelling into their past accomplishments. We see that most of the adults, on the other hand, tend to be egotistic, tend to always talk about their past accomplishments and don't even spare a thought for what is next in their learning journey. Such people not only get dissatisfied and become cynical, but their presence affects other people also negatively. So, if we want to become a lively person and a non cynical person and have a positive influence on the people around us and also lead meaningful lives, then we need to understand that learning doesn't stop with accomplishing one goal or a few goals. After every goal, there will always be another higher goal to achieve. Like they say, after every mountain top one ascends, one sees the peaks of the higher mountains that one has to scale. Only for such people, life achieves its purpose, its meaning, its significance. And only those people in most of the situations are able to enjoy life fully. So, friends, we need to focus on learning, achieving, and then going on to the next level of learning and the next level of learning till we take our last breath. So, these are the 6 lessons that I wanted to share that, if you follow, can help you have an effective learning journey and can help you leave these 3 fears behind. So, to conclude, let me again state these 6 lessons in brief. First, the lesson of developing an acute sense of curiosity. Second, taking baby steps. Third, failing often and failing fast without losing self confidence. Fourth, celebrating self love, self compassion, and self worth by maybe positive self talk or by being optimistic. Fifth, every victory deserves celebration, even if the victory is small by measure. So we need to celebrate every step of our learning journey. And sixth, once a goal is accomplished, we need to focus on the higher goal and the higher goal, and so on. Hope you found this video useful, and I would be glad to see your ideas and thoughts on how we can overcome these 3 fears. Thank you.